Hi there, gorgeous friends. Hope you had a fabulous week and that you're doing well, staying on track. I'm going to be sharing my weight loss results update with you at the end of the video, but first I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite breakfast recipes. These are easy, quick, and healthy to boot. So if you're looking for something to start your day with, I have no doubt that one of these will become your new favorite, if not all of them. And this first recipe I have to share with you is a smoked salmon hash. And you would swear that you got this from a 5-star restaurant. It is that good. It's my husband's most favorite breakfast, and it's one that he continually asks me to make. And the best part is, it's great for a weight loss plan. The recipe I'm getting ready to show you is going to be enough to serve 2 people. So if you want to make this for 1 person, you can half the ingredients from what I'm showing you here. If you want to make it for more than 2 people, you can double it, triple it, etc. However you want to do this. You will need green onions, 3 small red potatoes. You can also use squash as a substitute if you don't want to use potatoes. I use about 3 shallots, 4 eggs, vinegar, salmon, I'm using smoked salmon here, and fresh dill. So I went ahead and got a lot of the prep work out of the way. I usually just dice up the potatoes like that, chop up the green onions, the shallots, and then dice up the dill. I'm setting my heat to medium-high, and I'm going to add some butter into the pan. I'm going to add the potatoes. There is one of 2 ways that you can cook the potatoes for this recipe. You can do it like I'm doing here if you want a more crispy potato. If you want a softer potato, then you can put these in a pot of water and steam them for about 10 minutes. And this does take a little bit longer to cook, but I like the crispiness of the potato a lot better. And for the potatoes, I usually just season them with salt and some garlic powder. Heavy on the garlic because it's cold season, you know. And then I also add some onion powder. While we're waiting on the potatoes to cook, I'm going to also put a saucepan of water on high heat. For our poached eggs, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vinegar into the water. And I am adding more butter into the pan. Just makes the potatoes juicier. When you poach eggs, I'm going to put them in little glass dishes like this. And so that's what I do first. I crack all of them into a glass dish. You can see the water is at a soft boil there, so I'm going to take egg number 1 and drop it real close into the water. And these cook extremely quick. It only takes about 2 minutes. The idea here is to cook the white of the egg and leave the yolk a little bit runny. That's why you don't want to cook them too long. So while we're waiting on the eggs, you can see our potatoes are looking beautiful here. Getting that crispy texture. And the way that I'll test the potatoes to see if they are ready to come out yet or not is I'll pierce them with a fork, and if they're a little too hard, which these are, I'll continue to cook them a little bit longer. Their eggs are getting pretty well done here, so I'll go ahead and take them out with a slotted spoon. Our potatoes are pretty well done at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them off the heat. For the last part here, I'm turning the pan on to medium-high heat once again, adding some butter. And then we're going to saute the shallots and the green onions. There's a lot of really good men makeup artists, though, I tell you. Like, I don't put it past them to learn it, you know? Like, I'm going to add the potatoes back in and mix those together. I'm going to spoon some of that potato hash onto a plate here. That recipe is one that you do have to watch your portion sizes on, especially when it comes to potatoes. I mean, you can eat potatoes when you're losing weight, but yeah, if you overindulge, then it ain't gonna be so effective. So just remember that. The next recipe I have to share with you is a healthy one for pancakes. I have been looking for a low-calorie but tasty pancake recipe for a while now. I even asked on Twitter recently what some of your recommendations were, and there were a lot of excellent recipes that many of you sent to me, so thank you so much for that. But I happened to stumble across this one, tried it out, was blown away by it. So if you're looking for a way to eat pancakes without putting anything onto your waistline, you're going to love this one. For this recipe, you'll need the following ingredients: half a cup of old-fashioned oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 egg whites, 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 banana, and then a helping of blueberries. And then I'm adding all these ingredients into a blender, with the exception of the blueberries. We're not going to be adding those into the blender. And then blend. And then you have your batter for the pancakes. And then heat up a griddle over medium-high heat. Spray with some olive oil. You can see some lovely marks there from where my husband cooked one night and ended up burning my poor pan. It's okay though, I call them love marks. It's because I love him. And then I'm going to take some of the batter and pour it onto the griddle. Then you can add blueberries if you want to. I'm really not good at flipping pancakes, so hang in there with me. But when you start to see that the edges are forming, that's when you know it's time to flip these. So let's hope we can do it. Oh, I did it! All right. Now you can also mix the blueberries into the batter before pouring them into the pan. That's probably what I should have done, but either way works. And my husband gobbled that one up, by the way, and he's not on this diet with me at all. I mean, this man is still going out and eating McDonald's fries. Yes, thankfully not in front of me, but yes, he's still doing that. But he said these pancakes were wonderful and you couldn't tell the difference from a regular buttermilk pancake with these. And I love that they use oats as a base. And it's probably going to be one of those recipes that I'll make for my kids too, because I always try to sneak oatmeal in on them. But if I can do it in a way like that where they're not aware of the texture, it's a win-win for me. This next recipe I'm sharing with you is vegetarian. I have been asked for recipes like this, which I will be sharing with you in future videos, don't worry. But this is one of those that's excellent for breakfast. It's also a really good lunch idea if you're looking for something like that. And the best part about this is that it's one of those that you can prepare all the ingredients ahead of time with and then reheat them when you're ready to eat. So you're not having to necessarily prepare this one right before you eat it. And that's what I love about it and what makes it such a quick and easy but healthy option for any time of the day. This recipe is so simple to prepare, but I went ahead and did all the preparation ahead of time to save some time for this video. And what I did basically was I sauteed the kale in butter and garlic, prepared the quinoa according to the package directions, hard-boiled some eggs, chopped up some avocado, and then halved my cherry tomatoes. If you're not a fan of kale, you can also substitute that with any other vegetable imaginable. I have made that same recipe with broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts. The possibilities are endless, but I will tell you that adding the cherry tomatoes into that recipe is key because they add a really nice texture and sweetness to the dish. For the next one I have to share with you, this is a very, very easy breakfast, extremely quick if you're looking for something that you can take on the go. This is something I made up one morning, and I've been eating this for, I want to say, at least 5 years now. It's just become one of those things that I keep in my arsenal when I want something really quick, but I don't have a lot of time to make something. So if you're looking for a recipe like that, you're going to love this one. For this recipe, you will need 1 avocado, 1 tomato, sea salt, chia seeds, alfalfa sprouts, smoked salmon or a protein of your choosing. You can also use eggs or a hard-boiled egg, it's up to you. And then a low-calorie bread. We like to use the Martin's butter bread because it's only 80 calories per slice, so still keeps me on track. So first thing you want to do is cut up your avocado, put it into a bowl. Take a potato masher like this one. You can also use a fork, really up to you, and mash the avocado. And then take some of your chia seeds, put those in there. And this is really just a plant-based protein. You can also add some salt to it. And mix. And this is a spread that I will also use on sandwiches when I don't want to use mayonnaise or any other condiment. It's a lot healthier, and it's so tasty when you put it on a sub sandwich with ham and turkey and cheese. Oh my gosh. Toast your bread and take some of that avocado spread and put it on the bread. Add a couple slices of tomato, and you can salt these if you want. I always do. It's a southern thing. Add your smoked salmon on top of that. You can also use an egg here. That's also really good with this recipe. And then add your alfalfa sprouts. I told you, it's the easiest recipe ever, but also so healthy and so tasty. And that's another one that has a lot of possibilities when it comes to the protein that you add to it, but you don't even have to have a protein. You can skip that altogether and make it completely vegetarian. For the last recipe I have to share with you, this is another recent discovery that I absolutely fell in love with, found it on the internet, had to try it, and oh my gosh, it's just so good and really easy to make. The hardest part about this one is waiting for it to come out of the oven. This recipe serves 2 people, so adjust the ingredients as needed depending on how many people you're making this for. You will need 2 avocados, 4 eggs, sea salt, chives, and bacon. I'm using turkey bacon here to keep things healthy. I forgot to mention it, but I did already go ahead and cook the turkey bacon, just in case you're wondering. So first step, after you do that of course, is to crack your eggs into a bowl. And then you want to spoon out a little bit of the avocado because we're going to be putting the egg in there. And I just reserve this for later because never waste avocado, I feel like. Then you want to take one of your egg yolks, put it into the avocado, and then spoon as much of the egg white. This is where it gets tricky. And spoon your egg white as much as you possibly can into that avocado. Put them in a pan like that and bake at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes until everything starts to set. And if you notice some browning happening, you can also cover this with aluminum foil to stop that from happening. And once your avocados are done, they should look like that. Take some salt, sprinkle that over the top, add your bacon, and top it off with chives. I like to use these, but you can also use fresh chives. Now, those are my top 5 favorites. Let me know if you try any of them out. Feel free to share any of your favorite breakfast recipes below also. For my weight loss, I'm still stuck in this plateau. I've been here for about, I want to say 3 weeks now, but in my body's defense, I haven't gotten to the gym. Even when I said last week that I was more than likely going to be going last Saturday, nope, I didn't get there. Now, I did say in the very first video in this series that 80% of your weight loss happens in the kitchen, 20% happens in the gym. And that's absolutely true because I've been losing weight even without going to the gym. So I know that that's not necessarily why I'm not losing weight. I just know that my body is trying to hold on to anything that it can right now because I had such a drastic weight loss when I was sick. I lost 8 pounds in a week, and I know that I'm still kind of recovering from that. So it's good that my body hasn't gained any weight, but yeah, I'm still here at the same number. So we'll hang out here for a little bit, but I'm almost into the next number range. You know how you're in this one number range for a little while and then you move on to the next number range down below? That's where I'm at. I'm right on the verge of moving into that next range down below the one I'm in right now, and I'm waiting. I'm going to be so excited when I get there. And I'm not sharing my numbers at all, just so you're aware. Within any video in this series, I don't want to influence anyone. Each one of us is different. Please do keep that in mind. Your numbers are for your body, and you shouldn't try to be like anybody else. For next week's video, I don't really have anything planned just yet, so if there is a topic you'd like to see me visit or recipes you'd like to see incorporated into next week's video, feel free to share those recommendations below, and I will absolutely see if we can make that happen before next week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Feel free to share your weight loss progress below, where you're at, how you're doing. Would love to hear where you are also. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and have a great week ahead.